Nice meeting you.
Hey, Paul.
Paul, nice to meet you. So, what brings you guys here today?
Alright, so we were seeing this other guy, but I guess that didn't really work out. And it just happened again. We've already seen a counselor before, and we just got in this knock down, drag out fight right there in front of the family barbecue and everything, and the cops were called, and so that was like part of the deal, was that we come and kind of counseling and figure this out. So basically it's, Jason's just upset. He's upset at me because he thinks I'm trying to steal his wife, and it's, I'm just that's just how I am, is, just a friendly guy, and so he's getting real jealous and everything, and so that's what the fight was about, we've got a business together and stuff, so it's important to us to make it work, because this is, we support our family, so we really gotta, so it's the court thing too, but we really gotta figure this out big time.
Yeah, he's always been a player. Ever since we were little, I think in 7th grade I was dating this gal, and it's next thing you know, she's breaking up with me, and here, next thing you know, he's dating her, or he's seeing her, or they're making, there's rumor they're making out behind the school. It's so he's always been like that, taking the younger brother's girlfriends. So, I trust Meredith, but he's really, he really comes on hot and heavy, and it's just like this automatic energy. It's like he's just driven, and he just doesn't have a clue. We're just sitting there drinking, next thing you know, he's over there talking to her, and he's like, oh, those are pretty earrings, blah, blah, blah. He's compliments. It's he's just, I can see, it's the same old shit, different day. It's it just, I can see right through him. So it's and he doesn't get it, and then he wants to, dude, back the hell off, what the fuck is your problem? And it's and then I'm like, come on, let's go talk over here. He's like, no, get your hands off me. And so it just kind of escalated from there. And so it's it's just childish, and he just never kept his sexuality in check. He's never been able to really confront what's really going on for himself.
And so for, you, how does that affect you when he's coming out to your wife, as you said?
Well, it's hard, because I see what's happening. He just doesn't have a clue. See, I'm going to grad school to become a marriage and family therapist. I'm very aware of my own dynamics and my family dynamics. He's totally not. He's a construction worker. He's just, always been about, school of hard knocks. You just learn as you go. But, for me, it's always been about cultivating insight, looking at the dynamics, challenging oneself, and he's just clueless. So he doesn't even see it, and then he tries to deny it.
Without saying that, what he's doing, how is that? How do you think that's played a role in the past?
Piece real quick.
Okay.
Jason, man, I think there's a little something there. I never told you this, but there was a moment, where, I was kind of taken off guard. I'm just being me, but I didn't really expect her to kind of reciprocate to me, so there was, I'm just gonna be honest, man, just gonna be honest here. There was just nothing crazy, but there was just a moment behind the bar,
Dude, you're dreaming.
And
you are dreaming.
She was there. She was. That took me off guard, man. Because I'm never gonna. I'm not gonna be that way with you.
Bro, you're so full of it, man. You are so full of it, full of yourself.
Well,
Meredith could care less about you, my friend.
They love me.
She likes you as a brother-in-law, but she's not interested in you in that way. And that's the thing. You're clueless. This is just all about you, man, and all your demons that you drag around with you.
So I like girls. What's wrong with that?
This is why we're here.
Okay, so I thought this was going to be easier than it was. Okay, so in the You said that there was times when you felt like he was like, you know, aggressive towards your girlfriends.
Yeah. He actually
Can you
went out with
think
several of them.
maybe of any other time that you like felt that way about someone being maybe aggressive towards
Towards my girlfriends?
or relationships you have, or just in general, kind of like overtaking something of yours?
Something overtaking something of mine? Yeah, I guess in the past there was an experience where I had a female invite me to overtake her, but nothing me overtaking someone else.
Okay, so when this experience you said where a female had to overtake her, how did you feel?
I was too young to
Overtaking
remember.
her? You don't remember? Okay.
But he was there at the same time, so it's like we both had that experience. And that's what I was getting at. I don't think he's really addressed that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, why are we gonna talk about this? Like, that was,
We're in therapy, bro.
that's way back then, man. I mean, that's, like,
So
let's
would
put
you
that
just-
away, dude, you know, I mean.
Would you describe yourself in that situation the same as Jason would, as you were you were in a position where a woman had to overtake?
So, like, it was the babysitter, you know, and you know, the parents were out, it was just us. She was kinky, she was, you know, she was wanting to kind of get it on and everything, and she was telling us, you know, what to do. I mean, you know, I don't want to get into details or anything, you know, but we had like this sexual experience, you know, at that age, and I mean, I don't see how it's affected me at all, but you know, that's just kind of how girls are.
How do you think that during when she was, you know, you said kinky and having you guys, how did that, like, what were you thinking when that was happening? Like, what were you kind of, I guess, how did you feel about that situation?
It was a little bit, like, I mean, it's cool now. Like, looking back, it's cool, but like, you know, man, when you're that age, like, you just don't really know what sex is, you know. So it was like we didn't really know her, you know. So like, it was weird to be that close, you know, with you know. And it was kind of like we didn't really want to do that. Like, we just wanted to play the Cowboys and Indian game that we were playing, you know. And so like, this is a weird doctor game she's talking about, you know. So like, so like, it was just kind of, you know, it was just kind of weird.
And for you, you said
I
that.
don't really remember it. I mean, it was just kind of like the memory didn't even really surface until like 6 years ago, you know, the actual memory itself. But for me, like I said earlier, you know, I'm in this marriage and family therapy program, you know, and it's just really...
Can I back up? When
Yeah.
you said the memory, you said you remembered it not that long ago that it emerged. Was there something maybe that like triggered it emerging, like something you were going through or thinking about a relationship?
6 years ago, I guess it was this practice that I got into where I was starting to look at, you know, my own issues and this personal philosophy I developed, and it helped me to kind of become aware of what was going on in my life inside me. And so, you know, I got to get in touch with all those demons, those ghosts, and just, you know, all the ways that they came up and just the different ways they related to women, and, you know, started questioning that, you know, just my own little fantasies. I never did anything like my brother here, who's like, he just can't even control himself. He's just not even aware that it's happening. He just is seduced by these women, and it doesn't even matter if it's
So
my
in
wife.
your eyes, being seduced by women would be viewed negatively, positively? How do you?
Well, for me, I mean, it's generally a pretty positive experience, you know, just seeing women, you know, in that way. But it can be difficult if you're you're trying to relate to them in a different manner. So me as a landlord, I've got this tenant that I need to write a contract with, and all of a sudden my mind will go off in this fantasy. Not that I want to do anything with her, it's just, this part of me is kind of fantasizing at the same time that I have this contract going. So it's negative in the sense that it kind of distracts me from what I'm doing. I can still do everything I need to do. It's just this parallel fantasy.
So in that sense, would you say that you feel like when it's going on, you're feeling like it shouldn't be going on? And you're trying to stop it, or?
No, not at all. I don't resist it at all. For me, I just am aware of it, just observe it. Just let the fantasy play out and just realize that, this is just a part of me that it's just holding on from the past and just gotta let it be. I just open my heart to it and know I'll eventually, see the situation differently if I just take responsibility for it and realize that this is me, this is Jason. So that's what I've been doing, and it just seems like it keeps shifting for me. It's like, now I don't even really have that experience for the most part, and, I have what I would call a normal relationship with women, but I just feel like my brother's still real checked out, and it gets really, really exacerbated when he starts drinking.
I'm going to stop you guys right there because
I wanted to go more
there's
into
certain
Paul,
time-
but